Greetings, this is Brandon, the Freight Broker with Alliance Logistics, and I want to thank you so much for spending another beautiful Monday morning with me in our journey of building a successful freight broker business. And yes, I did say journey because it's a journey. It's not something that's going to happen overnight or next week or next month. It's going to take time in order for you to build a successful business. We cannot get past the time factor. And when we have our ladder against the right wall, then it's just a matter of time before we get to where it is that we want to go. Now, there are some things that we're going to have to do. We're going to have the knowledge that's necessary in order to build a successful business. We cannot do it without the proper knowledge. How do we attain that knowledge? Well, we attain that knowledge through reading. Reading is instrumental to your success. There's no two ways about that. Reading and reading alone will not get you to where it is that you want to go. You cannot just read and think that, oh, because you read a book, now you're ready to build a successful business. Reading is great, but reading and application is much better. We have to not only read, but apply, implement those great or those good things that we say is so good in those books. You know, because it's one thing to read a book, but it's something completely different to take the information in that book and start to implement it in your daily activities. And when you start to do that, you start to see your business go in the direction that you want it to go. With that said, we're going to talk about a few books that I think are very good books, books that are going to help you start to establish the right mindset, number one, and then it's going to show you some things that you can do to move your business in the right direction. I have a book, and I would start with book number one, Think and Grow Rich. Think and Grow Rich is a dynamic book that not only tells you what to do, but it also tells you how to do it. This book will absolutely change your life. I don't know how people can read this book and be the same person they were before they read it. When you read this book and you start to apply the principles in this book, you're going to see things change for you. Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill is number one on my list. Second book I'm going to recommend is How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. This is also an outstanding book. In our business, we are always in the posture of building relationships with your agents, building relationships with your carriers, building relationships with your shippers. It's all about building relationships. So we want to know how to do that. And when you read How to Win Friends and Influence People, it is an example of how to do that. It's going to give you some real life experiences that are going to teach you how to build relationships with people. An outstanding book, a must-have if you are a freight broker or a freight agent, in my opinion. The next book I don't have yet, it is called Freight Claims in Plain English. And I think the name of the author is William Ajello, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. Now, this book, Freight Claims in Plain English, is definitely a book that you're going to want to read and also start to apply it in your business at some point. And when you're going to apply it is when you have a freight claim. And yes, I say when you have a freight claim because you're going to have a freight claim as a freight broker. There's no way around that. Things happen in this business. Freight claims are one of those things that happen. We all hate to see that coming, but that's a part of the business. That's a part of what we signed up for. Things don't always, go great. It's not going to always, you're going to pick up a load and drop a load without any problems. Sometimes you're going to have problems. Sometimes you're going to have freight claims. And although we don't want to see them, freight claims are definitely a real part of what we do. So we have to know how to handle freight claims. And from all that I've read about that book so far, it is definitely a book that freight brokers and freight agents are going to want because it's going to teach you and show you how to handle freight claims, which is very, very important in our business. So those are three books: Think and Grow Rich, How to Win Friends and Influence People, and Freight Claims in Plain English. Those are books that you want to put as part of things that you want to put in your things to do list when it comes to books that you're reading. Now, The last thing that I want to say before I close is that your job as a freight broker, building a freight broker business, is to get your business to a position where you're profitable. You want to get your business from, coming into the business, you're not making any money, you're learning the business, you're getting yourself ready to start moving loads. You want to make sure that you understand that it's a process, learning the process and then starting to implement those processes and procedures to move you toward profitability. Because the truth is, you don't have a business if you're not making money. It's great to have an LLC established, have all of your process agents set up, all of that good stuff that goes into establishing a business. That's great to have your name of your business. Great, wonderful things that we have to do in order to get started. But that's just the start. You really don't have a business until you start making money. So we want to get our business to making money as soon as possible. Thank you so much. I wish you well in all that you endeavor to do. Also, I want to add that our next class will start in January. We have stopped training to this point. It's October now. Today we have stopped all training. The reason why we've done that is because we've reached capacity. So we're going to focus on the brokers and agents that we have in our group now, and of course freight, and then at the start of the new year we'll start training again and accepting new freight brokers and new agents. So January is when our next classes are going to start. Right now we're going to focus on the brokers and agents that we currently have in our group, and we look forward to adding agents and brokers at the start of the new year. Thank you so much. You have a wonderful day.